This is Dana Snyder, the voice of Master Shake, and I also played a voice of Zinger the Tidy Cat on an internet-only Tidy Cat campaign, and I never listened to none taken.
The following program contains material that is just too cute. Viewer discretion is advised.
I had a little bit of trivia I thought I'd ask you.
Oh, okay.
I saw something that I thought was very interesting, and I was able to answer it. And then I thought, yeah, but I bet Alan can't.
You may be right. We're about to find out, I guess.
Do you want to hear the question? You ready?
I'm ready.
Name all of the state capitals that are west of Los Angeles.
West of Los Angeles? Mm-hmm. Can they also be north of Los Angeles? Or just directly west? Like, does Cincinnati count or no?
What?
Oh, west of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. West of Los Angeles. Okay, all right. State capitals. So Sacramento is... so Olympia might be west of Los Angeles. Is Olympia west of Los Angeles?
You have one, but
okay,
you're doing well.
Okay, and then Portland. Is Portland west of Los Angeles?
It's not the capital of Oregon.
Okay, right. It's like I can never remember that one. Okay, what about
This is going great for me.
the capital of Alaska?
I would assume that almost all of Alaska is west of Los Angeles, if not all of it. Yes. I mean, the Mercator projection is not to be trusted, but I'm almost certain Los Angeles is east of Alaska, including Juneau.
Okay, Juneau.
Juneau.
And then Salem is the capital of Oregon.
Hey, if you're fucking Googling.
I didn't. These fingers are right here.
Hands on the table.
That's and then Hawaii. Which one is Hawaii? The capital of Hawaii, definitely west.
So you're going with 4?
Yeah. How many you got?
6.
6. Do tell. You're not going to tell me?
I mean, you're really left down to 2 options, and it's going to confuse you, but they have to be true, right?
Yes. Okay. So
if you know there's 6, just name the 2 other states. It's only kind of a trick. I promise you, it's the only 2 states you're thinking of.
I'm not thinking of any states is the problem. What
do you think the capital? Do you think Los Angeles is the capital of California?
Well, Sacramento's not west of Los Angeles. Is
It is.
No way. What?
But no way. Yeah, it makes that J shape, that backwards J shape.
Okay, and then so it'd be Nevada's capital.
Yes, which is
not
Las Vegas.
Reno. I don't
Reno.
It's
This, you know what? This is a lot of fun for me, and I am enjoying this. We've got a fun little clip to start the show, so this is just fun to watch you squirm, and I think the listeners like this.
I don't know what the capital. I'm not good at capitals.
Really?
I never. Yeah.
Carson
I've never
City.
been. Carson City?
Yeah. Don't be amazed
New
by
York
that. Are you amazed
City?
Are you amazed that that's west or that that's the state capital? I
That's
feel like that
west.
was your amazement at it being the state capital.
No, I was amazed at it being west. Actually.
Yeah. Los Angeles
does
is more
do the
east
thing.
than you think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually way more. Almost could be a different time zone. You know, like
Almost.
I mean, you go to Tennessee to Kentucky, you lose an hour.
Yeah,
like
but
it's
that doesn't
crazy.
make any sense. That's just
That makes no
That's
sense.
just state politicking. Yeah. You know, the only way that we should actually change the daylight savings time, we should keep it fixed, right?
The House passed that, so we'll see what happens.
We talked about this on the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We talked about this yesterday.
We did. Yes.
Okay. This is in reference to that. Yes, I'm assuming that the listeners, like you, have been in the prior conversation. Jesus, Alan. So to really resolve the whole daylight savings time, whether we do it or we don't do it anymore, I have an easy fix. I have a modest proposal for you.
Okay, a few small drinks. Go ahead.
We get rid of this bullshit Leaning Tower of Pisa-esque planet, set that axis straight, and we're good. Yeah.
I don't.
You
There
still
might
get
be
seasons.
some.
You still get seasons. You just get.
There might be some
They're putting
systems that
mirrors
don't
in
quite
space.
work.
They're adding more heat to space. Is that in your headlines?
No, it's not in my.
That
headlines,
company,
no.
I think we talked about it when it was proposed. That company's like, yeah, we're going to put giant mirrors in space so we can light up parts of the globe on demand. It's like, isn't the problem that we're getting too much sun right now? Like, is there a way you can Get the bleach inside.
Maybe direct
the
the light the
yeah,
other direction.
Get the light out of the body. Yeah. Anyway, I got a clip to start the show. You want to do that?
Okay.
And just do a show proper.
Let's do a show proper.
This is the one, listeners that were not in the hidden track. I gave Alan 4. In the hidden track, we have a segment called Algo Hell. I've destroyed my algorithm for the stuff that I find and get sent into the show. I blame you cretins for sending me this nonsense, and it's destroyed my algorithm. So if I go to my For You or my Reels tab, it's just it's a nightmare. It's you don't want to look at it, but it does make for some great tent. I put some tent. That's short for content. I put some tent down in the Algo Hell section, and I had 4 proposals to Alan to pick from, and he picked 3, which left us with this to be our show open. So you can blame him.
What should I do when my partner ejaculates in my eye?
Y'all let me in this damn house.
Welcome to the Friday Headlines Roundup edition of Steakums. I'm your host, Cred, coming to you from Nashville. Alan's coming to you from Morton, Washington. We're here to talk the headlines at you. Lock in, prepare yourself for an independent alternative to the partisan voices you're used to. I almost know. It's Friday, and on Friday, we have a fun little Simpsons quote we like to play. Let's celebrate.
So, another Friday is upon us. What'll you be doing, Smithers? Something gay, no doubt.
What? What?
You know, light-hearted, fancy-free. Mothers, lock up your daughters. Smithers is on the town.
Exactly, sir.
You know.
Exactly, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, theys and gays, welcome to free episode number 589 of None Taken. And thank you to everybody in the Patreon that has made this show possible. I can do it. That has made this show possible to be free, ad-free. Notice we don't do ads. We've never done ads. There was a promise we made to each other. We took a blood oath that we'd never put ads in our podcast, except for Slick It's Digital and Jeff Hancock Photography, of course. But that's because they're friends.
They're friends of the show.
Yeah. They're good guys. You should get your cock photography from Han. But yeah, go over to nonetakenpod.com or nonetaken.horse. I've had trouble with the nonetaken.horse redirecting properly, so it's a fun thing if you can get it to work. If not, just go to nonetakenpod.com. We are an equine themed podcast, and you can join the Patreon. It's right there. It's the first tab. So if you're not a part of that, shame on you. But that's easy to fix. And you get actually we're not asking you for no reason. We're selling you good stuff, right? This isn't a charity. Yeah. This isn't a charity. You don't get a tax donation right off on this. We're going to give you something. So what you get is, if all you like is what you're doing right now and you want to see video of it, you get that there. But if you want, we did an 1.5-hour show. Oftentimes the Friday show is longer in the hidden track than the regular show. So
yes, often it is.
And if you notice, the big show that used to be 2+ hours is a lot closer to 1:45, 1.5 because we're doing more stuff in the hidden track. So join the Patreon, get access to all these, and it shows up in your podcast feed. I'm like you. I like podcasts. So you could just, in the same place where you listen to your podcast, you can listen to the hidden track. And if it gets confusing for you, I'm literally here to make that easy for you. So join the Patreon, $3 a month. It's over at nonetakenpod.com. There's other things there, though, and I have something. So what else do we have over at nonetakenpod.com, Alan?
We got a merch store, Dustin. They can buy None Taken themed merchandise.
Yep, they can get mugs that say "We say cunt in this house." That doesn't even say None Taken on it. That just says that. That's a conversation piece. You get Culture War Veteran koozie. You can get hats that say Culture War Veteran. You can get cum rags that say None Taken or Alan's Edging Service. You can get shirts that say Alan's Edging Service. You can get Democrats After Dark, the T-shirt. Howard Dean prominently displayed, and we have a new addition to the website.
What's this?
We have the very first Hall of Fame T-shirt.
Wow! And what does it say?
It features young thrash lad. This is a hot topic of cyclosporiasis.
We have a headline about this.
Do you know how often I have diarrhea and go, too much hot sauce, and never think about it again? So Thrash, you can buy yourself a T-shirt there. Limited edition Hall of Fame T-shirts available at Nonetaken.
That's fantastic.
Nonetaken.horse.
I love this.
Yes,
this is great.
Yeah,
so, that's fantastic.
Join the Patreon, and if you say unhinged things, we will. You'll be forever.
Put you on a T-shirt.
Memorialized on a T-shirt.
Yep. Yeah. They can't take that away from you.
You
ever.
can't.
Can't.
No.
No.
Ex-girlfriends will. That's an ex-girlfriend stealing shirt.
100%. Or boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was confused by that somehow. Alan, do you want to tell him? Well, we already talked about Jeff Hancock Photography and Slickest Digital, so why don't you just get into what you would normally do? I know it's a little unorthodox, but
Just to summarize, all your None Taken needs are at nonetakenpod.com. Go over there. All the cool kids are there joining up. We appreciate it. We have some headlines to talk at you, however. So let's begin with that. The U.S. struck Iran last night and this morning, and this has been ongoing for the last 3 or 4
just
days.
Now too.
I'm sure it's happening now again. Yeah.
And Jordan is how Bill Belichick's girlfriend's name is pronounced, right? Jordan. Jordan and Bill Belichick. Jordan and Bahrain, I think, we're getting. I don't know. I get all these countries.
So last night and this morning, Iran
right now.
I know. Okay. So.
Your old ass headlines. Shit's happening now. Bob Foster's PBRF is in PRBF. Punk Rock Boyfriend is in the group chat telling us about all this stuff right now.
So Iran continued attacks on sites in Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain, and apparently are also doing this currently. This is we know this is happening. This is not news to anybody listening to this. Obviously, this is our lives now. We're in it. I did have an interesting quote from the article. This is from an IMF spokesman saying, and I'm going to paraphrase, essentially that all the oil reserves that all these other countries had to sort of get them through, a rough time. Yeah, those are all used up. It's already been. But
40
depleted.
ships got through the strait.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
No. So all of those reserves have already been depleted. So we're basically we're living paycheck to paycheck for oil here at this point. And if the oil's not coming, there's going to be some countries that are in trouble, right? So that's just the new reality, thanks to Trump's war of choice that he now cannot extricate himself from, and probably never will be able to get the Strait of Hormuz back to what it was prior to this war of choice, at least in the near future.
Most recent update from PRBF is the U.S. announced the end of the current airstrikes about 10 minutes ago, and about 5 minutes ago, well, that just got deleted, so he deleted it. Okay.
Oh.
Untrustworthy ass PRBF. 5 minutes ago, there were more explosions in Tehran, but maybe it's not true. That's what I get from reading on the show.
All right, you want to hit number 2? There's 2. There's 2A and 2B.
Okay. An ICE officer fatally shot a Mexican national during a targeted enforcement operation in Houston. We talked about this.
A little bit, yeah.
Federal officers said the man was in the U.S. illegally and that he rammed an ICE vehicle with his van. Saying, was it a Dodge vehicle?
I don't know.
That's unclear. Okay. Saying the officer fired in self-defense. The man's family said he lived in the U.S. for 35 years and called for an investigation. Did he live here for 35 years illegally?
Apparently.
But he wasn't the subject of the investigation.
Neither of these people were. Right.
So just think about that, right? Like I said this in passing in the last show, whatever happened to just letting people go. It's I'm not saying every time, all the time, but by the description of what your interest was, you were not interested in this person. You became interested in this person to the extent that you're no, we have to shoot them. And they might, I don't know. Last time I checked, you don't use your gun unless you intend to destroy it.
Yeah, that's the rule. That's the rule.
First one, right? Don't point at anything unless you shoot it. Don't shoot anything unless you intend to destroy it, right? And as Outcast taught us, don't pull the thing out unless you plan to bang. Bombs over Baghdad.
Indeed. All right, I'll hit 2B for you. An ICE officer fatally shot a 25-year-old Colombian motorist during a targeted enforcement operation in Maine on Monday. The man was not the target of the warrant. Again, same thing. This individual actually had authorization to work in the U.S., apparently. Okay. So while not a citizen or a green card holder, he did have work authorization. Okay. I have a quote. This is from a...
How does that work? So he just had a reason to visit here as an employee under employment, basically? And that when that runs out, he would have to leave.
As far as I know, that wasn't expired. That's as far as I know. But so he was here legally.
Okay.
So this is a witness account that I have a quote from. This is Daniel Boucher. He was in his third floor apartment window looking out after hearing a pop, pop, pop sound. Uh-huh. He said he saw a small car turned 90 degrees to the curb with an SUV behind it. The driver was wounded, and the car started moving down the street until the SUV hit it, Boucher said. He said his face was bloody, his head was bloody, and then he said, getting choked up, I clearly heard the victim say, I tried to stop. Now, third floor window, being able to hear somebody who's been shot 3 times according to the sounds that he heard. I don't know, but that's what an eyewitness is saying. Yeah. So I'm including that here. I can't,
This is all to get people out of the country that came here illegally, right? And that's the big fear of this administration is we can't have people that are in our country that we don't want to be here, right?
Right, yes.
What if their master plan to do that is to make our country so unattractive to live in that we don't have people come here anymore?
Yeah, maybe we could be a shithole country nobody wants to come to.
Never really thought about that, right?
Yeah, that's
just make America less appealing again.
Make America shitty again. Nobody want to come here.
Malapa. That was really close to a Greek. That's probably a Greek swear word.
It might be.
You know the Strait of Malacca? It's like spelled the same too, right? Like, do you know this? Do you want to do some Googling, Alan? I'll start the next headline, and you can tell us what Malacca means in Greek slang. Okay. The Trump administration reportedly directed ICE to suspend most vehicle stops nationwide after officers shot 2 drivers in a week. You shoot 2 people in a week, they're going to think about it. Last time they spaced it apart, right?
It's a gooner, Dustin. Yeah. It's a wanker.
Malacca?
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with gooners.
Oh, that's an interesting statement, but okay.
So, what's in general, without being too, vulgar, Alan, it's a family show. Note the show opening clip. What, in your understanding, is the definition of a gooner, Alan? It's more specific than a wanker.
Well, but that's like their identity, right? That's their whole thing.
Okay, but gooning by definition has a little bit more to it.
Oh, maybe I don't understand the complete definition.
You're locked in, and they're just you're doing hours of it at a time.
Yeah, that's your identity. That's who you are.
I feel like that's interesting that you say it that way. Yes, but I think the act of gooning, apart from being a gooner, is hours long sessions locked in, trying to prolong the activity for as long as it takes. That's a little bit more. And I will say, I've said this before, I've said this 1,000 times. Gen Z thinks they came up with fucking everything. We invented gooning, trying to watch scrambly porn and just holding it until you could get a solid visual to bust during, right? Remember, you'd have to go to channel 99 and you'd have to flip it between 99, 98, 99, 98. Yeah. If you flip the channel a bunch of times, you can start to see it real good, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is why you need Alan's edging services, Comtals. This is why.
It's right there. It's on the show. It's right there on the show page, yeah. DoneTakenPod.com. /merch.
All right, I don't know if you finished this headline.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
No, but we did talk about this. All right, we did. So Trump suggested I should continue to utilize traffic stop. Trump's like, you guys being a couple of pussies. I didn't put this Oklahoma R word in charge. I'm sorry. R word, Republican, right? He put a Republican senator from Oklahoma, Mark Quayne Mullen, Mark Quayne Mullet as the director of DHS. So that they would not keep shooting people in their cars.
All right, so here's what happened.
All you got to say is they were using it as a weapon, and you can keep shooting people.
So there were 2 people murdered by ICE agents in the last week, and then the department directed the ICE agents to no longer pull over vehicles. And so as soon as Trump found out, he was like, fuck that. And in the Truth Social post Wednesday morning, he wrote, we cannot, all caps cannot, give up some of ICE's most important and effective crime-fighting tools. All caps, the traffic stop, ! Once we do, we're playing right into the criminals' hands. He told ICE to be judicious, fair, and smart. The White House confirmed to CBS News that the president's Truth Social post was intended to overturn Tuesday's memo from DHS. So sit in that for a second. Yeah, Truth Social post now overturned official policy.
Ew, Alan. Don't say things like that.
Ew, Alan.
Sit on that for a second.
So they were like, oh, we can't do this anymore. We should probably stop that. And then Trump's like, absolutely the fuck not. You get out there and make those traffic stops and murder people. That's what I want you to do. So that's
I want the penis.
I interrupted you enough.
Yeah, I think you can hit number 4.
Oh, all right. I don't even get a reaction from you when I do that.
Well, I didn't.
I'm sorry. I prevented you from making your point. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. Sorry.
Penis goes.
I work with retards.
That's how you feel, right? I was the one that got pulled out of school. Like, yeah. I kind of feel bad about
I
this.
know the story. I know the story.
Paul.
Okay. Supreme Court Justices Brett Barrett. Okay, I can do this again. Supreme Court Justices Amy Coney Barrett
Yes.
and Elena Kagan testified before Congress, notably requesting increased security funding for the justices due to rising threats of violence. Oh, you have my line. This is my line that I noticed from this. So the Supreme Court, Kagan says that Supreme Court expects threats on justices. They have an expectation that threats are going to go up 38%.
They have a number.
38%.
38%.
After it went up 25% last year. What a weird thing. Like, look, we've done some research. We expect people to really hate us. They already hate us. This is compounding, right? Because it went up 25% last year, and it's going to go up 30% on top of that 25% from last year. That's a lot of hate. That's a lot of hate.
That's a lot of hate.
38%.
And they probably had to bring in some outside consulting firm to get that number, right? Like, how did they get to 38%? It's a very specific
their
number.
goal is, can you make sure that we get funding for protection so the number can't be neutral? You go, well, geez, it already went up 25%. Guys, I think the people already hate you. It's like, no. We can get those numbers up. Those are
They're going to hate us more.
Yeah.
Much of the requested operating budget increase, $14.6 million, would go to expanding personal protection for justices.
That's nothing. What does that mean? Like, in Trump's America, it doesn't matter. We're like $40 trillion deficit.
With 6 more agents for each. So there's 9 justices. So they're each
all they
getting...
want is 6 more agents? Who the fuck cares? I mean, we got, they saved all that money on Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's protection, you know?
So they're getting, what, like $1.6 million per person in extra security? That's a lot. Like, that's a lot. And 6 agents cost that much money?
I mean, it's their whole life. Like, I would think. Yeah.
So
6 per.
Yes, 6 per justice extra than they already have. I don't know what they already have, but they're asking for 6 more.
Yeah, 6 more for each. So was it 6 times 9? That's more than the number you're saying. It's more
54.
than 14.
Yeah, it's 54.
So it's less than that per.
It's so no, but it's I'm talking about the million. The dollar amount is like 1.6 million per justice, right? To cover the 6 agents on each one.
Yeah, but it's not a lot per agent. That's a reasonable price per agent.
6 times. It's like 250,000, somewhere in there. Yeah, sure, that works.
Secret Service.
Yeah,
I don't know what they get paid.
I don't know what they get paid either.
I don't know. I mean, you can get more. They still live in flammable houses, and they. Like, I don't know. They have no way. I mean, they even said this in here. They're like, we have no way of enforcing this stuff. They have like, so we live in a world where it's just like, they're like, yeah, what can we do? We don't make you do it. You have to do it. And we're going to make bad decisions. We're going to make decisions that make people mad. I mean,
you're talking about the policy that they adopted as far as not being able to like take RVs from billionaires.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
The ethics policy that they passed, I think, a year or two ago, and that they were asked like, is there a way to enforce that? And they were like, it really, I don't know. Well, Barrett said that. Kagan said,
I'm not actually saying, just for the record, that their houses are so flammable that you should do something about it. But I don't understand how they are willing to have, like, these people wanted this job, right? Like, and you know that you're going to make important decisions that are going to make people incredibly mad, that may feel like they have no other option but violence. And you can quit. It's a lifetime appointment. Like, you would be a hero if you quit. Like, you can quit. I mean, maybe you wouldn't be a hero to quit right now. Maybe you can wait like 2.5 years, something like that. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. So this very rarely happens where Supreme Court justices go and testify before Congress.
Yeah, well, when it turns out when they want money, they're willing to be like, well, precedents.
Yeah. We gotta get our extra 6
I'm looking
agents.
forward to this next one.
A federal judge ruled President Trump's lawsuit against the IRS was filed for an improper purpose. While the ruling does not void the settlement agreed to by the parties, it bars them from claiming the settlement was the result of a legitimate legal process. So this is U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams. She accused Trump and his lawyers in a scathing ruling of having manipulated the court system when he sued a federal agency under his own control. bypassing a requirement that parties in a lawsuit must have adverse interests. So we talked about this is the whole 1776 fund, right? This is the presidential immunity or the Trump immunity from the IRS pursuing anything that he did improperly in filing taxes before this ruling. The Todd Blanche essentially signed off on. We talked about that in the hidden track a lot. So this is like a, I don't know, 28, 26 page ruling by this judge.
She's been good before, right? Kathleen Williams? I feel like I've seen that name in other ones.
Yeah, she has. I pulled a little bit that I found amusing.
Okay. Because I keep forgetting what adverse interest means. Like, meaning you can't be like suing
on the
yourself,
same
sort of.
side and sue each other.
Okay.
Right. And we talked about this in the hidden track, but just to lay this out there for people. So essentially,
there's so much nonsense that they do. Like, please remind us. There was a time where it's on front of mind, but then they go bomb Iran again and we forget.
So Trump sued the IRS, which is part of the executive branch, which he is the head of. And then the judge in the case was like, I don't think you can do that. I don't think that you can do that.
He's like, no, while you're thinking about that, we have a settlement, in fact, with the Department of Justice, your boss, and also
that Todd Blanche essentially.
So while the judge was like,
inside
I don't know if this is actually a lawsuit. I think this can get thrown out. And they're like, well, before you do that, I have this thing that I already signed.
We just settled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my personal lawyer, who's now the acting director that hasn't been nominated yet, approved yet, even at that time.
Right. Okay. And then when asked about it, they were like, well, there's no, like, the judge can't do anything because we settled. So it's out of the judge's hands.
Settle. Yeah.
So part of what the Trump lawyers said in this case was that while Trump clearly was president 45 and 47, that this lawsuit was filed between those times. Ooh. And so he filed this as a private citizen, not in the role of. So this is the judge responding to that. She says, after a review of the record and the party statements, the court declines to adopt or accept the credulous exercise of divorcing President Trump's current job title from an understanding of what happened here.
And that was his current title at the time that this was resolved.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But perhaps the most startling misstatement advanced by plaintiffs is their characterization of this case as ordinary. The parties here are not private actors to a mine run dispute. A mine run just means like run-of-the-mill, ordinary, right? Mine run, run-of-the-mill, same thing. Okay. Recounting their proficiency in the art of the deal they negotiated. Whoa. You notice that? Art of the deal they negotiated.
This is what Williams said?
Yes. Lead plaintiff and defendants are public servants, the pinnacle of the executive branch, sworn to uphold the law, faithfully perform the duties of their office, and protect the interests of the American public. The issue before the court is whether instead they ignored ethical norms, court rules, and legal authority to manipulate the judicial process. The issue is whether they did so to gild their efforts to gain unprecedented access to the public.
Was a choice.
Yes, to the public fisc with the patina of legitimacy. So essentially, public fisc, that's get finance. Money. Public, yeah. There is nothing ordinary about this case. It is the very definition of sui generis.
I don't like that word.
My favorite word. That's why I included it.
I know you bring it up a lot. You're like, why say sui generis when you can mean
unique,
dishonest, unique? Okay, I don't know what it means.
Yeah, it means unique. It's not
very
like anything else.
Definition of unique. Okay.
Yes. Anyways, so it still doesn't do anything, and she does. So they've already walked back the 1776 fund.
Yeah, but he still has the IRS immunity.
He still has the IRS immunity, and
which was a part of the settlement.
The Todd Blanche hearing.
If the settlement's nonsense, then you don't get to get away with half of it.
Right. And they talked about this in the Todd Blanche hearing.
Well, how does it not get rid of both? I don't understand, Alan.
Because who's going to stop him, like you always say.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Is
all
it
right,
yours?
number 6.
Mine. My turn?
Yeah.
12 states sued to block Paramount's proposed acquisition of Warner Brothers. Oh, is this Congressman Attorney General Nice Guy? Was he a part of this?
I think he's part of this, yes.
12 states sued to block Paramount's proposed acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery, arguing it would harm movie theaters, cable distributors, and audiences. The lawsuit... There's quotes.
You can read it. Go ahead.
The lawsuit filed Monday raised concerns about the size of the combined company, adding that the merged entity would become nearly 1/3 of films and nearly a third, that's the same, of basic cable TV programming.
Yeah.
But then their argument, like the people that want the are like, no, if we make this merger and bring all these people under 1/3 of it, that'll create new competition. Like if we just merge all this into one, that'll make a new thing and that'll be competition to these other entities. Like
they're like, somebody has to compete with Netflix and all their billions of dollars, and who knows what Apple's doing over there? Like
trickle down economics is that, right?
Right. So EU regulators are still looking at this as well. So I think the EU could potentially stop this from happening.
How could the EU stop it when they're not? Well, they would just say like, you don't get to broadcast here or release movies here.
Yeah, I think that they could.
They could hold the licensing of. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what they could do, huh?
That's exactly what they would do. Yeah. So I think this sucks for the entertainment industry. We've talked about this before. Yeah. It sucks for free independent journalism. If that's what you want to call it. It sucks for everybody. So I hope that this doesn't go through, but at least it's heartening.
I think there's no way it isn't gonna. But I do like that it is like, fuck you, 10th Amendment. States have power. Don't you fucking act like federal gets to just do everything. We, in fact, give you the power, and we will hold. I don't know if that's an example of the 10th Amendment, but I'm going to stick with that. Nobody knows what the 10th Amendment means anyways.
Nobody knows.
Federal government sure don't.
All right. A bipartisan housing affordability bill became law Saturday.
Bill.
When the 10-day period for President Trump to either sign or veto the bill ended, Trump said he would not sign the bill in protest of the Senate failing to pass his preferred voter ID bill, the SAVE Act.
I really feel like we've talked about this a lot. So it passed. It passed because he didn't sign it.
It's done. Yep, it's done. So we have talked about this a lot. I just wanted to include it because it finally did happen what we said would happen. It's done.
Okay. I feel like one of the times we talked about it was on the last show. Palm Beach International Airport. Oh my God. I can't believe this happened. Palm Beach International Airport was officially named after a sitting president. Mm-hmm. The airport code will switch from PBI to Palm Beach International. I can follow that. To DJT on August 18th. God damn, does that not just sound like the target for a terrorist event?
I hadn't actually thought of that.
Fucking just, why are you naming infrastructure after this dickhead?
Yeah, as you kind of pointed out there, that typically does not happen for a sitting president to have an airport named after them.
They're also selling gold dollar coins.
They also typically don't rename an airport unless there's like major reasons for it. Like it's not just a whim. This doesn't happen.
Or
or it's a safety issue or whatever.
It's a safety issue with an old name.
The official request to change.
What's one where it's a safety issue?
Oh, I maybe where it's a terrorist attractor. I don't know.
Okay,
that's literally what it says in the article.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up while you do this.
Okay, the official request to change the code was made by major U.S. airlines serving the airport, including Delta, United, American Airlines, JetBlue, and Southwest. So. According to this, the airlines asked for this, which just makes me think that they're just they're doing a reach around here, right? This is
that's twice, Alan.
All right. Under the agreement, Trump can't get royalties, fees, or revenue from merchandise at the airport. I mean, I imagine him saying, "Hold my beer," and who's going to stop me? But that's what officially is the case. The airport can use his name, image, and likeness to advertise.
It doesn't say anytime there's been one, would say 3-letter navigation code was changed to eliminate pilot confusion. But that's it. Idlewild IDL to JFK to avoid navigational ticketing confusion across airline systems. Okay. But that's not the case with DJT. Okay, something about IDL was confusing to pilots. I'm thinking idle, but that can't be right. Hey, put your airplane in idle, but just drop that thing in neutral. It'd be good. I don't think that's what they would say. I don't know. Okay, I can't find a good example of that, but that's fine. Sometimes they change it for safety issues. I hate it. I hate it a lot. You got another headline?
I hate it a lot too. Yes. Is it? My turn, yes.
Yeah.
A federal judge ordered $5.8 million held in escrow to be released to E. Jean Carroll after the Supreme Court last week declined to hear President Trump's appeal of a 2023 sexual abuse and defamation verdict.
This is an audio program. I've raised my hand.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
don't just fucking be quiet. Like
I thought you were telling me to stop. I thought that was a stop
sign.
sign.
No, that's me raising my hand. I understand
yes,
now.
yes, please.
I understand now. Is this the case? Is this the case where they said he's an adjudicated rapist?
It is.
Okay, that was all.
Yes, you're correct. So his defense had this last minute Hail Mary wherein they tried to say that because of the Supreme Court's presidential immunity ruling, that even though this happened while he wasn't the president, they brought up things he said while he was president, and so this should be thrown out. And the Supreme Court was like, no, absolutely not. We're not even going to hear that case.
And then
so,
in the time between, it's just been a matter of getting the paperwork over for the checks?
Yeah, and so
didn't they already have to push that money into a trust?
Yes, the $5.8 million was already sitting there in escrow. And
so when he lost the case, he was forced to pay that money, and then it was whether it would go back to him or go to the...
Right,
okay.
And so they appealed it, and then so both parties had agreed that if SCOTUS wasn't going to rule on this, that the money would just go to her. But once SCOTUS declined to hear it, then the defense was still like, wait, we're going to try and appeal it again.
Almost like they have two-tier justice system. It's so weird.
Almost like that. It's almost like, it is almost like that. Like Todd Blanche's strategy of just dragging his heels until the president gets back in office.
There you go.
So he doesn't get prosecuted for anything.
Just wait it out until one of them dies.
This is the Thrash Hall of Fame quote related.
Oh, the next headline? Cyclosporiasis. Look at me. I've spent a week. I got better at it. Cyclosporiasis cases have been reported across 31 states per the CDC. So, hey, you know what? I talked about this last week in the hidden track. Got way ahead of this, Alan. Look at us.
Yeah, look at you.
That's not good. That's not good that it's better. The agency has received reports of 843 cases of the gastrointestinal illnesses. Well, that's
actually it's a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say actually, I thought it like blew up.
It's way more than that.
Oh, is this an old headline?
No, it's just the way that they count it. So as of Tuesday, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had received reports of 1,645 confirmed cases of cyclosporiasis. But the true number of infections is likely much higher because that figure only represents cases reported by states directly to the CDC.
Okay.
There's also a lag between symptom onset and reporting.
Oh no, because it's like 2 weeks, right? Like
yeah.
So many people don't know like what I ate 2 weeks ago that could have caused it.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe start writing down what you eat.
Michigan alone reported 3,309 cases as of Tuesday. So, and again, so the problem is, so first of all, this is not a contagious disease.
Right.
Okay, this is not.
And there is treatment for it.
There is,
but it's going to wreck your butthole for at least a month.
It's not going to be great for a while. Yeah. So this is caused by this cyclosporiasis bacteria getting in your system and then making you do all the things. And so it's generally like previous problems have been with like lettuce or blueberries or it's various like vegetables and things like that somehow get contaminated and then you eat that and then this happens. But they haven't pinned down yet what specifically the cause of this might be. It does seem to be like in the Michigan, like Greater Lakes area. That's like where a big outbreak is in like the Northeast over there.
Is this 31 states?
Yeah, but it's primarily centered over there in like the top right corner.
All right. A lot of states up there.
There's a lot of states up there. So they don't know what it is yet. And as you said, like it can take 2 weeks for the time you ingest
2 weeks.
To the time. It's 2 days to 2 weeks, depending. So it can take a long time for you to actually experience the symptoms based on when you ate it. So very difficult to pin down where it might have actually come from. So who knows? It sucks. It's not going to kill you, and it's not contagious. So it's just a thing.
I mean, isn't diarrhea until death?
So yes, it's probably the leading cause of death in history is dysentery, diarrhea. But I mean, with modern medicine, and we can all hydrate. That we know how to survive these things now.
With modern medicine, you can get cyclosporiasis and be okay.
Yeah, just get some Gatorade. You'll be all right.
Sauce.
Too much hot sauce. All right. A wildfire in southern Spain has killed at least 12 people and left 23 unaccounted for as hundreds have been evacuated. So they're experiencing a heat wave in Europe as well, which is making this all worse. And then you sent me a headline while we were between shows, the hidden track and this track, about the fires in Canada, which are like northeastern Canada, like by Toronto, Minnesota, etc., which are awful and causing all kinds of air quality problems on the East Coast, like it's New York and north of there, I guess, which is just horrific. It's all the way down to Michigan. They're experiencing this.
I just had to check. The plains in Spain are in the south where this is, so there's not so much rain in Spain as the poem would suggest. That's a good
it's been
response to
very
that.
dry.
That's a good response to that. So with the one with Ontario and Manitoba and Toronto. I mean, that's like, do you see the pictures from space, or not from space, from planes, like the aerial photos of that?
Yeah,
it's unreal.
horrific.
Like, it looks like AI.
It also, like, I remember what it was like here in the Northwest when Oregon and California were essentially the northern part of California, and almost entire state of Oregon was on fire.
And that got so bad we were getting it here, right? Or no, well, there was also in Canada, was it 2 years ago?
I think it was also, yeah. I remember just like, it's just like existential, like you just want to be anywhere else. Like it just feels like you're dying. Like it's horrible. It's horrible. So sympathy for the people that are living through that right now. It fucking sucks, man. Like it's only going to get worse as climate change gets worse. You know, like we don't have good ways to mitigate this, and we're, you know, it's just we're hurtling towards the cliff. I don't want to be that. I don't want to.
You still think climate change is real, Alan? You still believe in that Democrat hoax?
It's not great. Oh, I had some quotes here from the thing. All right, so Andalusia's Health and Emergency Minister Antonio Sanz says it's the most devastating fire the region has ever seen. Jeez. Saying the majority or even all of its victims may have been foreign nationals.
What's that mean?
So they're people that are tourists, essentially.
Ooh.
Four of those killed were trapped inside a car, Sanz said. There was this weird
detail.
detail
for
here.
Visiting Canada in the summer.
No, this is Spain. This is Spain.
Oh, shit.
He said, adding that they are believed to be of British origin and that the car had a steering wheel on the right. Now, I was like, why? That's a weird detail to add. So I Googled, and the steering wheel's on the left like it's supposed to be in Spain. So I guess they're assuming they're British because they were driving a car with the steering wheel on the right.
No, I know that most countries don't have the steering wheel on the right. That is what they're saying, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I don't know.
I think it's a fair assumption.
Detail. Yeah, it's just a weird detail that was included in this quote. All right. Hit number 12.
New York Governor Hochul signed an executive order pausing the approval of environmental permits for hyperscale data centers for up to a year. How about that? That's a victory, right?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty big deal.
First statewide moratorium of its kind. Why couldn't they get it through the Democrat-controlled state legislature? Why did it have to be an executive order? I fucking hate that part of it.
Huh. I hadn't actually thought of that. Maybe it would take longer, and she was just like, let's do this now. So this doesn't apply to anything that's already been approved and permitted. Like that's already
fair, but I hate it. But fair.
Yeah, that's already that's done. That's already been rubber stamped. But you know, there've been a lot of concerns throughout the country of people being like, hey, like, I don't know, you're going to make my electricity bill go up, and we're going to run out of water based on what you're installing here, and what are you doing for the community, in return? And so that was sort of the objection she brought up, and said, look, we need time to figure this out and come up with some sort of plan and some sort of legislation. So I think that what she's doing is pausing it, and then I think that the ultimate sort of legislation that comes out of this will actually go through the normal legislation.
You know what? Fair. Yeah. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's a good role for it, especially put things with a timeline on it like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess I don't hate that. I don't. Where did he send me this? Mr. James sent me something, but it's not showing up, so I'll come back to it later.
Okay, it's me then.
Okay.
Existing home sales fell 2.4% in June from the prior month, while the national median home price reached a record $440,600.
So home sales are down.
Yeah.
But home prices continue to climb.
Yeah, we should look at the boomer clock and see what the...
let's see what it is, because we didn't close it.
What their percentage of wealth the boomers own is.
51.6% of the U.S. household wealth.
Yeah, I bet they're the ones that have all the houses.
18% of the population. And since we opened this yesterday, 4,543 of them have died. 44 of them have died.
Wow. All right.
Still 64 million of them, though. 64,327,000.
Hey, don't forget your mom's one of those, so don't be,
You mean Hidden Track co-host?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, $3 worth it just to hear Justin's mom on the Hidden Track.
She was pretty good. She was talking about smoking on airplanes.
Yeah.
Ripping
she
darts.
had a good old time in Brazil.
Yeah.
Very good times.
Donkeys.
Good times had.
Airplanes.
That was all her. The donkeys
I know.
part. Nobody. That was just self-generated. Okay.
I don't know
All
what
right.
you mean by that, but yeah. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, rose, bad word, 3.5% in June from a year earlier. Oh, gosh, that's compounding. This is down from 4.2% in May on a monthly basis. However, I don't trust that.
Right.
I mean, they might revise this up later on. But, I mean, okay, so it went
It's
up
only-
4.2% in May, and it only went up another 3.5% in June. Do I understand that?
Well, it's not from month to
Monthly,
month. but
right.
that's
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Versus prior
It
year.
still went up
Yeah.
over the year by
It's
over
still-
3%.
Yeah.
And remember,
So-
the Fed makes up this target number of 2%. They purely made it up in whole cloth. The Central Bank of New Zealand recommended it, and then all central banks of every
Central
country
banks.
agreed
Yeah.
they want 2% inflation as a target. They just kind of picked that number. And then the Trump administration took over from the Biden administration with it at like 3.2%, I want to say. Although it might have been 2.3%, but I think it was probably 3.2%. And so just remember that next time they say they inherited the worst inflation they ever had. It was bad during the Biden administration, but by the time Trump took over, it was down to 3.2%. So they actually inherited better inflation than the 3.5% we just got now and the 4.2% we had the month before. These are just their facts. They've fired all the people that report these facts, and these are the numbers they still give us.
Right. And the inflation largely this year has been caused by the war of choice in Iran. The reason that prices went down last month was because of this MOU, this very, very short-lived MOU, wherein markets reacted to that and oil prices went down.
So the reason
right?
that June numbers are good is because of the lie that they had about the ceasefire.
Yes, which created, which made energy prices lower.
Do we really
and that's-
believe that it happened that quickly?
I mean, energy prices
because
did
we watched
go
the
down.
numbers go up when the war started in March, too, right?
I mean, gas prices did get lower
Yeah.
after that happened. So yes, that was a
okay.
real thing.
All right.
Yeah, but I would imagine
Have we
that
been doing
given
this since the end of February?
Yes. They have.
It's July.
Yeah, remember it was supposed to be like 2 weeks and we're done, something like that.
Do you
to bend
remember
the
saying
curve,
that you didn't
Dustin.
think it would last until the election? I wrote this down.
I do remember saying that. But here's the thing. If Trump had his druthers, it wouldn't. But the thing is, Iran's like, no, we're not done here. So it's not his decision to make any longer.
Remember
is
the
thing.
Wheeler Walker song, The Family Tree? That's the last time I heard the word druthers. If I had my
really?
druthers, I'd fuck both your brothers. It's Wheeler Walker's
didn't remember
words,
that.
not my words.
Yeah, not yours. Okay, we have a lot in other news to get to. You sent me like 2 15-minute long articles, which I'm not mad about. They're very good, but they were very long. Okay, the first one, this is not a long one. This is Wisconsin Elon Musk election fraud. I think you hinted at this.
Frog?
Yes, fraud.
Oh.
So if you recall, there was an election for judges in Wisconsin that for some reason...
Oh, yeah,
Musk
judge
was-
elections. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, judge elections is weird, although I'm not sure which is better. But Musk got really, really into these judge elections, spent a bunch of money trying to support a certain candidate. And so in so doing, he created like a pact that people could join. And then there was this random lottery where he would pay people $1 million.
And this
if they
went so
signed up.
poorly for him that he decided, I'm not going to fund campaigns anymore, right?
Yeah.
This was the one that scared him out of doing this anymore.
This is the one. Yeah. Yeah. Although I
Yeah,
don't
that is weird.
imagine
He
that-
does have infinite money. Yeah, you know what? As much as I hate there being a trillionaire, I do love there being a trillionaire for one day. Like,
just for one day.
just for one day. Remember? Because his money, he lost his
Yeah,
money.
yeah. So a motion approved by the committee. This is the committee that was essentially determining whether or not they thought this was worth prosecuting. They found probable cause that Musk violated a state law that makes it a crime.
With the
to offer-
judge, can't, because it was the raffle, right? You win $1 million if we get the judge or something like that.
if you sign up to join this PAC or whatever it was. So it makes it a crime to offer a person anything of value to induce them to vote. By the way, so this panel was a six-judge...
Feels like it should have already been like a thing. Oh, wait, so it already was a law. But this
It
is a
already was a
classic
law.
thing where it's like, yeah, you should sue me. Also, I did this a week before the election, so better act fast.
What are you going to do now? Yeah. So this is a 6-person panel, 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats. They ruled 5-1. So this was a pretty pretty major majority that this was worthy of prosecuting. They sent it to the DA there.
Wait, I'm still writing this down. So it's 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats.
Yeah, and
then there was
5-1.
5 was in one of them, which means 3 plus 3 is 6.
No, 5 to
So
1.
there's 1 left after there's 5.
5 of the 6.
5 to 1. Yeah.
5 to 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the district attorney there, David Lee, who was the prosecutor that
Sorry, I tried to do a David Lee Roth impression.
covers Green Bay. It's unclear whether or not he plans to pursue charges, but the committee recommended to him that he pursue this. Meanwhile, in Arizona, there is a voter suing Musk in federal court over his $24 million per day giveaways, accusing him of committing fraud and breach of contract by falsely suggesting winners would be selected randomly. Lawyers for Musk conceded that the winners were not chosen by pure chance and were instead vetted as though they were applying for a job, which seems the very opposite of chosen randomly. The attorneys are arguing that the person who was suing essentially doesn't have standing, like it can't prove that they were caused any harm by this.
Like the governor of Texas?
Right.
Or like Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, sure, like one of those people. So that just seems like so obvious that's the lawyers conceded. But they're like, no, they're absolutely right. This was not random. They are correct. However, I mean, how did it hurt that person? It doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
Yeah, we lied. Yes, we lied. But,
it's also
it
happened.
doesn't.
It's in the past. We're talking about old shit
Right.
before. Hey, did you say the judge was named David Lee?
The DA.
Oh, yes.
These are the isolated vocals on Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I live my life like this.
It's the waiting in between it that's fun. Let me just see if
The
I can
waiting.
get it.
God damn it, baby. No, I ain't lying to you. I'm only going to tell you one time. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you hear that isolated and think like I could be a rock star? Like,
Yes.
like
Sure.
like I could do that. Like, if that's what it sounds like, isolated.
Let's go. There's got to be something in the fade out.
Okay.
Okay, that was where I know when to stop. Okay. Apparently I didn't.
Do you? Okay. All right. This next one, Iran cyber attackers tracked phones of U.S. military personnel, data suggests. So,
Is this one of the 15-minute ones I sent you?
I will go till you tell me to stop.
no.
Always
the
remember
last,
that, Alan.
Always remember that. No, this is not one. So this is essentially what they believe has happened, because they're seeing evidence of it in the data, is that they're exploiting this old like 1970s technology that is still being used over there to get location data from people using cell phones on these networks. And so it's called SS7.
Oh, so if they use a phone in Iran,
yeah,
so if U.S. people use phones in Iran, it goes through an older network that they're able to exploit?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. And what they can do is get location data, and they think that what they're doing is using that to get targeting information, essentially.
Targeting as in where they hit us?
Where they shoot their missiles at.
Oh, why don't they just ask Russia? I thought Russia was helping them with that.
I'm sure they are as well, but yeah.
Okay,
All
well,
right,
thanks, New York Times.
Okay, this is one of the long ones.
Oh.
This is from Haaretz, which is a Israeli journalist news reporting site. This is a very long story. I'm going to try to condense it as much as possible. Okay. So essentially what the article alleges is that Bibi Netanyahu...
Who?
Netanyahu?
Yeah, I don't have it, though.
Okay. When he saw what happened in
Benjamin
Syria...
Netanyahu.
Yeah. When he saw what happened in Syria to the Assad government and the way the rebels were essentially able to push over this paper tiger of this army that was supposedly there.
It was like in a week.
Yeah. They were just able to march to Damascus in like a week and just overthrow this government. He saw that, and they don't say it like this, but I would say that they're essentially saying this is parallel to Trump watching what happened in Venezuela with Maduro and saying, oh shit, like this is possible. Like I can do this somewhere else. So Netanyahu, seeing what happened in Syria, convinced him that regime change was possible in Iran. And they already believed that the Iran regime was straining, which it was because of all the sanctions and things like that. All these things we've talked about before, right?
Okay.
So he directed Mossad to do what they could to foment protest in Iran and figure out ways to maybe target different various leaders. They were trying to figure out where, like, the Ayatollah was at all times, things like that. So he directed the intelligence agencies to try and do this. And then in like 2025, he decided that we can do this. We can affect regime change in Iran, and I want you guys to figure this out.
I'm sorry, can I do a voice to text to Natasha really quick?
Sure.
Oh, mommy.
Hey, now.
I'm sorry. She just showed me a picture of her after. We're here because this young lady had a show tonight, and I wasn't able to reschedule. Join the Patreon if you want to see what.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, she doesn't like it when I call her mommy. I know you might think that she does.
As part of this,
I'm so sorry.
As part of this ramp up, Mossad tried to get Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the former president.
So this was the whole. They need to get Ahmadinejad, right? The Mossad was going to,
yes,
but they wanted to bring him in.
They did want to bring him in, and they, I guess, did. And essentially, the plan was that they would overthrow this regime and they would install him.
Yeah.
Now,
which is crazy because he's Mr. Death to Israel.
Right. However, what they had noticed was that he had been very critical of the regime, and
Which
essentially
regime?
saying,
of the
Iranian regime.
Yeah.
And saying, like, look, we can't survive these sanctions. We got to do something. We got to change.
Okay.
And so they started talking to him
with age.
Yeah. And so they're like, look, this could be our guy. And he was doing those things, and the Iranian regime wasn't silencing him. And that was because he was still very popular with the public.
Okay.
And so they're like, this is our guy. So
that seems like that just feels idiotic, right? Like, I'm sorry.
It is idiotic.
Yeah.
It is. Okay. So when they told the other ministers about this, they're like, this is the plan. Apparently, like, everybody was like, just the color drained out of their face. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is insane. You're going to put this guy in?
Yeah, I lived through 2006. I remember Ahmadinejad.
Right. They're like, why would we bother taking out this regime to put this guy in place? Like, this would be worse, maybe. All right. So they convinced them, no, he's changed. It's going to be better. So they came up with the whole plan. And if you remember, we kind of had caught wind of this, but they had gotten 16,000 Kurds armed and ready that were supposed to attack.
That's a lot of nuts!
They were supposed to attack from the Iraq side.
Yeah. When the war started, they were like, and here come the Kurds. Hey, guys, do a Kurds thing. And the Kurds were like,
well, and so apparently Mossad had armed them
a million times.
Mossad had armed them and gotten them ready, and there was a plan. So they were what was supposed to happen was Israel was supposed to clear a corridor for them using
Mossad,
their air force.
The Israeli intelligence, special whatever, right, had armed them, and they were expecting them to fulfill their part of this, which was going to culminate to Ahmadinejad.
Yeah, so there was a couple parts to this plan. So the Israeli Air Force was supposed to clear a path for them to enter Iran and start taking over villages and start marching towards the capital. Okay. Then they were also trying to get minority groups to rise up as well and revolt. They had infiltrated a number of people within. There's this bazaar, it's like this miles-long bazaar in the middle of Tehran where all the shops and stuff are.
That's where this all started from. I mean, those were the people that began protesting.
Right. And well, apparently Mossad was part of that. But they were also, so those people were supposed to rise up.
I remember hearing things about that, yeah.
So you're supposed to have the Kurds attacking from this side. You got the air campaign happening over here. And then you're supposed to overthrow the government. People rise up, and then Ahmadinejad gets put in place.
How many plans have this many moving parts and work out well?
None. Never.
Okay.
This is a fucking terrible idea.
Like, this is a fantasy novel.
It is, and every part of this plan hinges on the other parts working, and you never.
There is no part of this where, like, if only these things work, then we'll still get this outcome.
No.
If anything falls apart, we get the reality we live in now.
Right. And also the assumption was that the U.S. could control the Strait of Hormuz or the SO, as J.D. Vance referred to it.
Is that what he was saying?
Yeah, he called it the SO.
I kept hearing him say so, and I was just pretending like I know things. So is Strait of Hormuz.
Strait of Hormuz. Yeah.
Cool, they got slang for their fuck-ups.
So what happened was...
Didn't have to call it the SO before it wasn't this significant.
A thing that anybody cared about, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So?
The Israeli Air Force failed to clear the path for the Kurds, and the Kurds are like, well, we're not going to do that. And then, if you remember...
So it all came down to the Israeli Air Force?
So if you remember, though, then Trump came out and said, I don't want the Kurds in there. And why that happened is because Erdogan called Trump and was like,
hey, we can't have Kurds doing shit
we can't
on
have these
our
fucking
borders.
Kurds. Yeah, we're not dealing with that. And so Trump was like, no Kurds at all. So that was a major part of this whole plan. Now, this is all reporting from Haaretz, which is
but they can be good.
They can be good, and this is they're a left leaning.
I was going to say that. I feel like I hear them with critical.
No, they are left leaning. They're anti Bibi. They're anti the war in Gaza. They're anti all of this. So I mean, I'm reading a report from them. This is all I'm just report. I'm kind of trying to condense that for you guys.
Dude, you did a great job at this, and I asked a lot of questions, which was
awesome.
helpful.
Okay,
yeah, thank you. And I got a message from Natasha that distracted me.
Nice. All right. So yeah, that's essentially their telling of how we walked in this. There's more to it, obviously. They talk about like how Bibi interacted with Trump and et cetera, and how thrilled Bibi was that the U.S. was doing that, like joining him in this plot. Yeah, but it was always a fantasy, and people in his cabinet told him that. Yeah, just like people in Trump's cabinet told him that. Both leaders were told. Yes. Yeah. Both leaders were told, like, this is bullshit. This is never going to work. Yeah. And they both,
but also what Breaking Bad teach
us,
no half measures. They didn't, quite go enough. And going enough means something much more horrible than we've had to endure. And that's where we're at. We're like, well, why don't we just do the other thing again? It's like, well, it didn't work. Why would it work now?
Why would it work this time? Yeah. All right, this next one. This is from the New York Times. How Putin turned Japan into a den of spies.
AKA my new writing prompt.
Oh,
that's
okay.
This was what interrupted my first book idea for my second book idea.
All right, so essentially, since World War II, Japan, as I think most know, have been very limited in their ability, military ability, spying ability, all that stuff. Right? They've been sort of restrained.
Yeah, they don't have like a central intelligence agency.
They don't have like a foreign service. Like they just don't.
Right.
Have,
so because of that, they are susceptible to other places having spies there because there's no sort of spy catching.
Right. So essentially, Russia for many years has had what's called the 20th Directorate, which is basically GRU. It's a part of the Russian military intelligence installed in Tokyo. And they really activated after the Ukrainian war when Russia was having trouble getting components for its missiles and various drones, like these high tech components that they needed to make these things work, right? Mm-hmm. Targeting things like that. Mm-hmm. And so what this 20th Directorate has been doing is posing as various business people and
it's a businessman doing business.
Yeah, and doing deals, getting tech which is prohibited to be sent to Russia, and they'll send it to a third country, usually Vietnam, highway.
Yeah.
And then it gets from there. Then it gets sent to Russia, and then they use this material. Now Ukraine has been sending evidence of this and multiple letters to Japan and saying,
"Dear Mr. Japan,
this is your shit. This is shit from
these are your control boards. These are your.
This says
boards.
Toshiba on it.
Yeah.
Like,
why did this Russian warhead have these electronics in it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is stuff that's supposed to not be sent to Russia.
Clearly there is.
Look, there is a rat in your unit. That is a fact. All right.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. And basically, Japan has slow walked any response to it, and they're saying like, "Yeah, we know. We're gonna try and deal with it. We're gonna try and figure this out." But it's been years at this point, and nothing has happened.
Well, what have they decided to do now, though?
They're saying they're going to try and.
Well, they're building a central intelligence agency now.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they're building a central intelligence agency because they're facing threats from like China and Russia and North Korea too.
I mean, they should.
Not to mention North Korea, right? Yeah.
They should. They absolutely should fucking have it. The crazy part of this reporting, this is from the
Please,
Times.
are you going to talk about the Aeroflot guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
they got so Aeroflot is basically Directorate 20 or 20
Aeroflot
directors.
is the airline or the American Airlines for Russia. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but they have an office in Tokyo, which is basically the headquarters of the GRU in Tokyo.
Yeah, so there's this nondescript office building in Tokyo where for years this guy has been going to his corporate job at Aeroflot inside that building, and the entire time he's been the directorate of the spy network in Japan. For Russia.
and he like they actually have a picture of the door that it's a creepy looking door that goes into the building.
Yeah.
And they talked to his secretary, and they kept asking to talk to him, and the secretary would be like, "Oh, he's not here right now." And suspiciously, she had a Russian Orthodox cross on her.
Oh, really?
Hanging on her.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a good article, right? You can see why it inspired me, right?
No, this
Isn't
is
that
like
a spy
some
novel
John
right there. So I think the idea would be like, well, no, did you have the quote? There's the Japanese person they got the quote from, the official they got a quote from, says, "We have a sense of crisis about the situation." Is that not the most like Japanese response?
That is.
There's a sense of crisis about this situation.
Sense of crisis.
Yeah. But so
he said very calmly, I'm sure.
Yes. So I think that there, before he committed harikari, and then so there is
seppuku
in my I don't know which one. Harry Carey, the guy, take me out to the ball game with a ice cold Budweiser. But could you imagine a book where like the Americans and the British are helping like to train, their corresponding people there, and that one of them's been compromised, and they keep like trying to, get this guy at the Aeroflot place, and then every time.
I can.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like this would be a good one for me to like sharpen my axe on, and then I can go after the one I really want to do, which is the myth.
There you go. Okay. All right, one more here. Almost half of House Democrats voted to end aid to Israel. This is like
why are we giving Israel aids?
We're giving them $5.2 billion, Dustin. And so the vote was 104 to 314, so nowhere close. But just the very fact that almost half of House Democrats would vote for this is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
You can see the schism in the party as regards to Israel specifically, and what's happening with the Iran war in Gaza and all that. I mean, there's an argument to be made that if Kamala Harris had been willing to even deal with the Palestinian issue in her run-up, that maybe she would have had a more successful campaign. Yeah. I don't know if she would have won, but like
I mean, Dearborn sure showed her a lesson, right?
There you go. Yeah. So this is interesting. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything, and it's a symbolic vote, I guess.
I saw this headline and sent it to you, and figured it'd be a good chance for you to talk it at me. It sounds like the takeaway is it is symbolic of it is a literal on paper symbol of the shift within the Democratic Party to be more willing to, and that has voter effects, both good and bad, depending on how you see that dynamic happen within the Jewish community. But then there's the same schism and that represents that same schism between the Jewish community, people that still want to vote for Democrats that are Jewish Americans, and people that are willing to say like, fuck this, I'm not going to vote for anybody that's going to do anything negative towards Israel. I know a lot of liberal-minded people who have that perspective, how that goes out the window when it comes to U.S.-Israel relations. So
sure, I think that Evan from Skeptic's Guide may have been one of those people, and that
I think you're right.
He got extremified. So there were quotes from some of the people that voted for this, and the thing is, there was no half measures here. So you either vote for the whole thing, or you vote
taught
for
us that, Alan.
You vote for
the name of the second to last episode, I think.
You vote for none of it, and so part of this aid is humanitarian aid. Part of this $5 billion is, and so a lot of the
that's season three. That was season 3, Alan.
A lot of House members who were interviewed about this, who voted against it, were like, "Look, I would rather just vote for the arms funding that we're sending them, not to stop that, but I can't do that, so I'm just going to vote against the entire package, and that's why I did it."
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what have you been watching? What have you been reading? What have you been into?
I have been I finished. So I think I already did. I talk about finishing Smiley? I think I did.
You were
already.
almost done with it.
Yeah, I finished it.
So you finished
really
the Carla arc. How did you like that?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was
very. I don't think we're spoiling. I don't want to spoil anything, but would you say there was like a subdued nature to it, which is so like classic Le Carré?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%, but it was at the same time satisfying as an ending.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. There was no way it was going to be like exuberant when you look at the reality,
especially
of
with
those.
that character. And I talked about it last time. He's just not the character you expect. He's not the hero.
But that's what makes him so.
That's what makes him
right.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And he just leaves the lighter in the snow, man. Anyways, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. I watched a little bit more For All Mankind, and had definitely enjoyed that.
Do you know where you are in that?
So I think you asked a question.
About? Yeah.
Yes, I did see that thing.
Dude,
the pills.
Fuck everybody, Alan. There is no such thing as spoilers for All Mankind. Say it.
So they're trying to get the water off of Mars, and then he takes the pills, and he can't hear he's not paying attention to what's happening in his headphones, and then people die. It's fucking.
No, you still haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the part. Okay.
Well, it's gonna.
It's worse. Okay.
I mean, how many parties are there on Mars?
There's Russia.
Okay.
There's North Korea.
Okay. You didn't think that was remarkable that there's one lone North Korean just chilling there on what they thought was a probe, and he's just been like, nope, I've been living in this one capsule by myself, eating food
beans.
My coworker died.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That was remarkable.
I love this show. Sally ride with a gun. Margaret Thatcher got blown up by the IRA, and the North Koreans sent duct taped space probe, literally crash landed into Mars.
Yeah, it's wild shit.
Technically, they got there first. North Koreans made it to Mars first. That's the reality of that show.
That's the reality.
I love that show.
What have you been watching?
I've been watching. So I think I've mentioned it in passing, but I've been watching the show Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed on Apple. And if you have, I think you have an Apple subscription, right?
I do.
I recommend this. It's the first episode. I was like, I don't know. It has good reviews. People seem to like it. It was not. It didn't like. There was nothing really lacking from the first episode, but it didn't quite make me feel compelled. Keep going with it. If you feel that way, you might not feel that way. It gets really good, and it is, it's somebody gets wrapped up in a disappearance and something happens to a person, and then they decide to look into it themselves because they themselves are compromised, and then a series of bad decisions. There's so many times where you're like, you know what, fuck you, I hope something bad happens to you because of this. But then they make the character so like you want to see them still make it through it, but you're like, God, though, why are you so dumb? Like, just go do this thing. It would be very easy to avoid these problems, but from the character's perspective, you can understand their flawed decisions. I really like Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. This is the one with the Filipino detective I was talking about.
Right. Okay.
Filipina.
Yeah.
If it's a girl, is it Filipina?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And also, I think on HBO, I've been watching Rooster. Very good. Very happy to have another half-hour comedy to watch. Rooster stars Steve Carell as a author that goes to a liberal arts college to be a guest speaker and
I've seen trailers.
Visit his daughter on campus who had recently had a personal tragedy that everybody knows about because it's a small college. Who's a professor there, and the dean, I think, is the old doctor on Scrubs.
C.
McGinnis, is that his name?
Something like that.
And if you think that means is his shirt off, yes, his shirt's off. And he
doesn't Carell end up being a teacher there or something like that?
Yeah, so he by the end of the first episode, which I think it's first episode shit, so I don't think it's spoiled. He is being asked to be on for one semester.
I think they spoil that in the trailer.
Yeah, I think they do too. Yeah. And he's just so awkward. It's so funny. Like, it's so funny. There's this interaction where he gets invited in and then he's like, can't say like the right thing. And then he invites the person to invite him in again. And he says no again. And it's just like, what is wrong with you? I probably spoiled the biggest laugh of this episode there.
Okay.
I apologize for that. I try not to do this, but it's really good. And when you watch that, you'll be like, wow, you said that poorly. That was really funny. I didn't spoil it in terms of being able to laugh at it.
Okay.
And yeah, I really recommend Rooster. I'm the last person to mention this. I mean, it's up for an Emmy. He's never won an Emmy despite all of his
really
The Office. Yeah,
didn't know that.
Michael Scott.
just would have assumed.
Yeah, but you sure thought Michael Scott won an Emmy, right, Alan? It was like a million seasons of that.
Yeah.
I almost finished my Smiley book, my La Carré book about George Smiley, which is The Looking Glass War. This is his fourth book, second book after he blew up. Really, well, the third book was written before he blew up, so it was his follow-up to his big breakthrough. It's good. The plot, this is a book from 1963. I think I can talk about it. I think so. The plot is a agent who they describe his tactics at the opening chapter. You're just like, you're sloppy. Something bad's going to happen. Something bad does happen. So then they send a novice agent to go pick up his body. This is not the special service or whatever it's called. It's the intelligence department of the Air Force, who were they were very powerful during the war, but this is 20 years later. So it's a bunch of old heads that kind of miss their days, and they see an opportunity to put a man in the field. So they find someone, they train him up. And so Smiley's kind of involved with the training up just tangentially. And they're like, there's times throughout this where they're like, you think you can do this in 2 weeks? Like, you don't have time to like make someone actually effective at this. They're like, nah, he's an old hand. He used to do this great 20 years ago. And most of the book is them training him up in like the personal dynamics there. And then the last like 2 hours are him getting sent into the field. And I will say the foreshadowing definitely gives away what does take place. So I would say shenanigans ensues, but that's a little too lighthearted for,
Fancy
his books fall apart. They show failures well, and
they do
in a way that don't make you feel like, oh well, this book was terrible. It ended poorly. It's like, well, sometimes it ends poorly, and that's how that looks like, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Even knowing that, I think you know instinctively that this is not an operation that's going to go well. I recommend it still. Looking Glass War. Fuck it, I kind of might have spoiled it, but it's from the 60s. It's literally a 60-year-old book.
Okay.
I have a game for you that I've been sitting on for a long time, and I almost wish that I would have waited to ask you this on a day where I thought like the show was a little too short, because I have a fear that this could be a very long segment. Maybe it won't be a long segment. Maybe this is just a very quick one. But I'm going to list to you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fictional technologies. So these are technologies that show up in fiction, sci-fi mostly, right? Mm-hmm. And which one or two, let's let you pick two. Which two would you most want to be in reality? And I propose we ask our guests this in the future.
Oh, I like it. All right. Okay.
Oh, I haven't told you the 6 things. So you can pick 2. Teleportation.
Yeah.
Like the thing in Star Trek. Like the
I understand.
Teleporter. Flying cars.
Okay.
Like in The Fifth Element.
Sure.
Cryosleep. Like in Alien.
Okay.
A cloaking device.
Okay.
Shrink ray, grow ray. So you get both.
Okay.
And the food replicator from Star Trek.
Okay. I would say cryo sleep.
Really? Over teleportation?
Well, I get 2, but because cryo sleep,
that would be weird to do both.
Cryo sleep enables humans to travel to like Mars and stuff, right? Like
but you're depending on technology, man. We saw what happens.
We saw it. Yeah. Project Hail Mary, yeah. I would say cryo sleep, and then.
So that gives you faraway travel with limited, like less than speed of light capability.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then I guess food replicator. Honestly,
I like you with food replicator. That's on my list for sure.
I think, just solving one of those Maslow's hierarchy things would be great, right? Like,
you think food replicator solves the hierarchy of needs?
I think so.
No. I don't think food replicator like makes things out of whole cloth.
Well, they never really explain what the inputs to that were.
Yeah, but I'm assuming they have it on the ship.
Yeah, it's like energy and.
Okay. Star Trek is pretty good at hard science. I don't think that they're going to ignore matter can be neither created or destroyed.
Right. Well, they convert energy into matter, and then they just decide what that matter is,
pull it
right?
From a star or something like that.
And, and you have we have a Dyson sphere, and then you're fine.
Okay. Sure.
I think,
we'll go with that.
Plus, it'd be really cool. Just that.
100%. I mean, I have some ideas that I have already. Right. So yeah. So the problem is, these are problematic things, right? Because I love that you're being very practical, but I'm Dustin and I'm your co-host, right? Sorry, I'm Cred. So my answer is cloaking device. Let's just get this one off the table, Alan, for obvious pervert reasons.
You want the Harry Potter cloak?
I don't know about Harry Potter. I never read the books, although a big fan of the author. This happened recently when I was when we were out over the weekend. We were at a jazz show, and the guy was setting up the fact that his jazz song was in a movie. And the director, he mentions, he's like, anybody out there Woody Allen fans? And I'm like, not his movies, but I love his personal life. I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that in real life, and I just couldn't believe my stars.
Your luck.
I couldn't.
Your
believe
luck.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
So cloaking device, we can move on from my reasons, Alan. I don't want to have to defend myself.
Okay.
And nothing nothing non-consensual, of course.
Sure. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Although
by definition, it's like the point of it is
surreptitiously. Yeah. Well, can we move on? And the wait, were you going to tell me the problem about the cloaking device?
No, I was going to say the problem about a different thing, but go ahead and say that.
Food replicator.
Oh, okay. That's exactly.
Well, tell me about the problem with the other thing. I'll talk about my food replicator.
The problem with the transporter teleporter thing is there's like so many philosophical questions. Like, are you still the same person when you get
right? And also, is there like a range that this could work within? Because that right. So like teleportation, sure, but we can't leave Earth. Like, I mean, that's still fun.
Still fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
But
yeah.
Get on an airplane. You know, I'm not afraid of airplanes anymore.
Good.
Yeah. I was thinking about some flights we have booked, and I'm like, it's pretty cool to be able to like go really fast and fly. Like when you think about it, I've been spending all this time being afraid of it, but like
if only you could smoke on there.
Like my mom got to smoke. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. So the food replicator, just immediately Negroni. Negroni. Cigarette.
You have to be careful to enunciate. After a lot of Negronis, it might give you the wrong thing.
10-foot cigarette. I needed 10 cigarette.
10 miles long.
Really big cigarette. Negroni. Picture of Negronis. That was it. I've been waiting all day to just.
That was great. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cigarette machine. I think that's how I planned on ending the show. Anyways, if you'd like to support this fine program, head on over to nonetaken.horse or nonetakenpod.com, depending on if the redirect works. Nonetakenpod.com is the safe bet. And we will be back next week with some more dumb bullshit.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Have fun storming the castle.
Jeeves, bring me the battery acid.
It's not for women.
When a guy's banging you,
y'all let me in his damn house.
Oh, how about that?
Come in the name of peace.
LMFAO. So what in the world is this?
Trump's pee-pee.
Why would you say something that stupid?
I come without explanations or solutions.
I'm a very sexy lady, cat turd.
I will not suffer this harlot.
How great! An anti-American Marxist!
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
Read the news.
China is asshole.
God bless the United States.
Bye-bye.
Now this is podcasting.
Drive safe, buddy.
Cheers. That was fun.
Magadelinda Est.